Okay, it's 2019. Everybody's talking these electric vehicles, these hybrid engines. What's happening? Everyone's thinking directly at Tesla every time you hear an electric vehicle. If we go back to 2013, Porsche brought to the road the 918. This changed the game in terms of hybrid engines, in terms of electric vehicles. They were actually the first to the market with one of the most impressive engineering feats of all time, the 918. That has given them the perfect test bed to really refine their electric offering. We today have the third version of the Porsche Cayenne, the 4x4, the SUV, the one that they went to market with to gain a lot of this lovely SUV market, the one that so many haters didn't understand, didn't like. And it has just taken Porsche from strength to strength. It has been a great car. This is the third iteration of it. Today we're in the e-hybrid. Why did I pick the e-hybrid today? Because of the amount of technology, the amount of learning, the amount that they've taken from the 918. I just find so impressive, the amount of tech. You know, you can have a look at the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Of course it's a great car. It's a fast car. It looks wonderful. This is the one I'm more interested in right now. Don't you just, can you tell it's an e-hybrid? Can you see this little bit of neon trim through the e-hybrid sign down the side here? Everywhere you look, there's just this little bit of neon trim. I don't normally like luminous yellow or luminous green, whatever it is. On this, it just looks cool. One thing that is going to be standard across the new Porsche range is this single light bar across the back and the quad LEDs. When you're driving behind them and you see them brake or you see them have the night lights, I think it's really impressive, gives them good road presence. This has got the 20-inch rims on it. I think I'd go with the 22 wherever possible, just straight off the bat. It's a big car, it's got big calipers, you want to give it some big shoes as well. What's the difference? Immediately when you sit in here, there's screens everywhere. There is this beautiful dash, screen dash, all the buttons and availability is here, except you don't have the actual button. If you've seen a Porsche of late, they had these two lines of buttons, genuine buttons that you had to push. Now they have all these little touch buttons. Your seat heating. Honestly, for a big galoot like me, I'm a bit heavy-handed for some of this, but it looks great. Looks fabulous. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Jump in, let's have a look. So this is what we're greeted with, and it looks really nice. This 12+ inch screen is so impressive. The previous Porsches, I think they were about a 7-inch screen, and they looked fine. Just now with the competition going this way, these huge SUV screens are just a must. Now, it's eerily quiet in here. The engine's on. We're on e-power. Where should we go? Let's have a quick look at this technology just first. So this is a great nav system because you can just point and shoot. We're in Port Melbourne at the moment. I'd like to go down to wherever I've just noted in Middle Park. So simple. That's really good. I like this system. I've been playing with it all day. This is so silent. Just see in the background now, we're going to drive down Beach Road in Melbourne on a beautiful day. Okay, so about this car, why I get excited about this car. Hybrids are a really interesting point for me. I get asked about them quite a lot, and there's always that case of being a hybrid engine. Is it being half pregnant? Are you getting the benefit of either? Is it a good car? Why wouldn't you just have an electric vehicle, or why wouldn't you just have an internal combustion engine? And that's a really valid question. And I just think some of the hybrids, unless you've got the technology like we're in today, that doesn't just use this little bit of electric power, I think they're going to be in a bit of trouble, to be honest with you. This, as soon as you get to the upper echelon of hybrids, it's just something else. So what we've got here, we're straight into e-power. And if I click this little hybrid button, I'll show you on this nice little dial here. E-range right now is 26 kilometers. That goes up to 45 kilometers, I think, on a full charge. If you're going to plug it in, it takes about 8.5 hours overnight if you're just using your regular wall socket and charger. So we're in e-power at the moment. Then we can go into something called hybrid. when you've got the Sports Plus, it gives you this little dial here that you can just flick it around into hybrid. Now we're in hybrid auto. This will use the electric engine for as much as possible, and then whenever you need to put your foot down, it'll just kick the internal combustion engine in. And it comes in so rapidly, so whenever you're in trouble or if you need to accelerate very rapidly, you can get out of anything very quick, very quick. So that's the hybrid engine, and it will just flick back down into electric usage, pure electric usage, EV usage, whenever it fancies it. It's such a smart car. It's a really interesting car because you can't really feel it when you're just cruising around. Like, I'm gone back into electric mode now. I didn't even feel the engine shut off. That is a beautiful touch from Porsche. It's not one of these the car rocks, like some of the efficiency when you stop at lights and your car turns off and then it has to start again and it just goes, whoa, it makes me feel seasick. This is just smooth as silk. You just don't even know it's happening. So this is hybrid now. Over here, if I'm not sure, or I'm not sure how far I can drive, you can press E-hold, which means it won't use the electric base. And then you've got E-charge. I drained this engine earlier today of electric charge, went down to 3 kilometers or something like that, and then I flicked it into sport mode, put it into e-charge, and just driving around, it stores the electricity and charges up your engine. Why would you do this? Okay, so maybe you're on the freeway on the way into work and you want the regular engine, which is a 3-litre V6 Porsche base Cayenne engine, just by the way. It's 350 odd horsepower and plenty of engine for a regular car. And then you get into the city and you don't want to be just using petrol. You don't want to be going forward and polluting the air and it costing you money. So it just flicks automatically over into an electric vehicle, and you can tootle around the city comfortably, fast enough. And then by the time you get out, you go back on the freeway and it charges up. It's charged by the time you're home. I charged it 25 kilometers. I think I charged it about 30 kilometers earlier on. So impressive. You can charge this car driving at freeway speeds in, Porsche say, around about an hour. Full charge. That's great. Okay, what's the car like? What is the car like? So it's got some technology. It's great. It's great for the environment. How is it to drive? The new Cayenne has come so far since the second generation. I'm just going to flick it into sport mode here. Now sport mode brings the engine in, brings the internal combustion engine in. And I'm just going to go around and flick it into Sport Plus. What's happening now is the air suspension has just taken us down a touch. The revs have just gone up. The wheel is just a slight bit tighter. Yeah, it's ready to go. You can feel it. You can feel it's in pounce mode. It's ready to go. It's ready to push. It wants to do something. What this is now is it's not just a 3-litre base Cayenne with 350 kilowatts. Now it is drawing from both the internal combustion engine and the EV. It's a 460 or so horsepower machine. And if you want torque, if you want to put your foot down and feel like you're going, you put your foot down in a regular petrol engine and there's just that little bit of lag. It doesn't matter what car you're in. This, whoa! It like literally kicks in the second like a light switch. 0 to 100 in 5 seconds, there or thereabouts. Some say it's just under, some say it's just over. It's pretty damn quick. It's pretty damn quick. I'm just waiting for the chance to show you. Well, you probably won't see much. Cornering. This is close to being a 3-ton truck. With the air suspension, it's in attack mode as I've already discussed. But it has something called PDCC. What the hell is that, Lukey? Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control. This is where I find it very interesting. Here you go, Tobes. Oh my God. A 3-ton machine can corner and it doesn't feel like it's going to roll over. What happens is it has a 45, I think it's 45 kilowatt battery that stabilizes the front. When you're turning right, hard right, it stabilizes the front left. It lifts the whole corner of the car. So when you turn into it, it almost keeps the boat afloat, and it allows you a smooth transition through the corner. That means this car, even though it's a big SUV and it's a great family car, etc., this can be used very sportingly in corners. It really can. It will really go where you want it to go. It won't roll and just slowly glide across the lines. It's really quite impressive. Did you manage to keep me in shot there?
Yes, I did.